Hi, my name is Rosie, and this is episode 1 of things I knit and crochet and read and just all the things that keep me busy, and I have to stop playing with my hair when I'm filming videos. Anyhow, so I've been watching a lot of people's videos, what they knit in 2024, and I'm really enjoying them, and I thought maybe I should just make one of my own. Maybe someone will enjoy mine. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to show you what all I've knit in 2024 and what I'm working on now. I have a lot of works in progress, but I'm not going to show you those. I'll just show you them as I'm working on them, because some of them are just hibernating. And I'll tell you how I began my knitting adventure and crocheting. My mother always crocheted blankets and little booties she would make for us at Christmas time. I wish I had a pair now of her booties that she crocheted. Anyhow, I would try it, and I would just do a basic crochet blanket, and they always turned out like never rectangular. They would always like come in because I would not remember to do the extra stitches on the end. But anyway, in 1988, I was in Alaska, and I went on a cruise in Skagway for a couple days, and walking around the town, and I saw this home that I guess they maybe were offering yarn for sale. I'm not real sure, but I went in, and I didn't see anyone there, but there were these sweaters hanging up, and maybe a weaving loom. I don't really remember, but I remember looking at these sweaters and thinking, wow, someone actually made these by hand? Like, how is that possible that you can make a sweater by hand? And that just sat in the back of my mind for years. So back then, right here, I was doing things like this. That's counted cross stitch. Let me see, I gotta move my cat's bed out of the way. But I was doing things like this. I did that actually in, there's a date on it somewhere, 1990. It's all counted cross stitch. So I always was one to work with my hands, just doing crafty things to pass the time. And excuse me, about 10 years after I saw that place in Alaska, I was working one day, and my good friend Margie, whom I didn't know that well back then because I had just started working there at this really great new age shop. She was a beader. She would make absolutely gorgeous beaded necklaces, and she still does. And somehow we got talking about how she knit her kids' sweaters when they were little, and I was like, what? You know how to do that? Can you please teach me? So she taught me the basic knit and purl stitch. And I knit a scarf, and then I knit another scarf, and then I learned how to do a shawl. And then I found Ravelry back then, and I started seeing all these beautiful patterns. And I was buying yarn from Knit Picks, I think, back then. I never liked using acrylic yarn. It would dry out my fingers, I think, or hurt my I don't know. I don't like using yarn that's not naturally from an animal or plant. I think using wool, the lanolin, gets in my fingers, you know, what's left in the yarn, and conditions them. But anyhow, yeah, so then I found YouTube, and I started Googling things and patterns that I didn't know how to do, and then I found YouTube, and was able to learn how to do stitches and different things, lace and all that. Anything I didn't know how, I would just Google it and watch videos, and I still do that to this day because I don't always remember how to do everything that I've done in the past. And anyhow, it just took off, and I absolutely love knitting, and I just picked up crocheting within the last 2 years. I don't like just making blankets and things. I want to wear the things I make. I wanted to be able to just have a wardrobe of all handmade items and some t-shirts, because why not? You know, I buy clothes, I get rid of clothes. It's an ongoing cycle and I don't like it. I want to be able to make clothes and keep them forever. So anyway, I'm starting to ramble. Where was I? So yeah, so I'm knitting, crocheting. I made a couple pairs of socks for my sister. I haven't made socks for myself yet. And I'll tell you more about that stuff later. And I just need to move on because it's snowing outside right now. Can you see the snow? No? All right. So I am going to show you what I have made so far. We got overhead lights. In 2024. I'll be back. I'm back. Well, hang on a second. Okay. I had to change location because I'm losing daylight out in the living room. This is the stack of things I've made in 2024. I'm going to show you in the order I've made those. So first, I made this. It's called Adorn. It's like a rectangular shawl or a wrap, and it's beaded. I don't know if you can see the beads in there. I use different colors in different sections. The pattern is by Jane Pippin, and I used Expression Fiber Arts. I've been using a lot of her yarns because she gives a lot of good coupons, discounts, and I love that I can get all different animal fibers. So this is yak silk lace, and I absolutely love the yak. It is so soft and it holds the warmth in. And I'm not good at styling shawls, but I just love them. So the colors are Cirrocumulus. I'm not sure how to say that. It's a cloud. Tucked Away is this. And I'm not positive what this color is called. But that is the Adorn shawl, patterned by Jane Pippin. I'm looking over here at my notes because I don't remember the colors of the yarns I've used. I do remember the names. I don't remember all the names of the patterns and the pattern designers. So that was the first thing I made in 2024. Then I made this, is a cowl, and it's called the Geode. The pattern is by Jane Vansalis. I'm sorry if I mispronounce your name. And the yarn is Expression Fiber Arts Yak Silk Fingering in the color June Alexandrite. The cool thing about this, and this is why I knit it, and I'm going to try to show this, you knit one color in a ribbing, see the knit here, and you purl the other color. So I just thought that was really cool. See, the blue-green is knit and the purple is purl. Oh my gosh, you can tell this is my first episode. I do have equipment, I'm just not using it today because I wanted to get this done or I won't do it at all. So anyway, can you see the difference, the different textures in that? So when you get to the other color, you start to purl. When you get to the other color, you knit in a rib. Very cool. Okay. The third thing I made in 2024, this is called Mandisa, and this is crocheted. The pattern is by Siobhan Bell, again called Mandisa. And this, I made it as a little summer top, but I've been wearing it lately over top of long sleeve t-shirts, and I really like it. The yarn I used is Expression Fiber Arts Resilient Merino Sock in the colors Vintage Charm, Angel Whisper, and Merriweather. Okay, the next thing I knit which you saw me wearing earlier in the video, is this rose cardigan. The pattern is by Andrea Mowry, and this, I have to say, was the most fun thing I have ever knit. It was knit in pieces. You knit one panel and you only knit like half this cable. See that cable? The panel ends in the middle of this cable. So you knit all the panels, all 4 panels. You can maybe see in the back the seam that goes up. You seam them together and you seam them right down the middle of the cable. Then you add the ribbing at the bottom, the hem, and then you pick up and you add the band. This was so much fun. Again, Rose Cardigan it's called, by Andrea Mowry, and I used Expression Fiber Arts Twisted Tweed Sport. It was a monthly special, I think, called Lost in a Sea of Dreams, the color, and it came with a 4-color fade. So it was like, there's like light pinks and some oranges in there, and it fades into some blue greens. See the orangey, and there's some teal, fades into blue greens, and then I picked up a couple skeins of conch shell in the Twisted Tweed because I didn't have enough of the kit, and I didn't want to buy another whole kit. And then it fades into the last one of the Lost in the Sea of Dreams fade. So again, Andrea Mowry's pattern, Rose Cardigan, one of my absolute faves. Then when I was down at the beach in June, I finished this Luminos Tee. Pattern is by Yamagara. And again, this is one of my favorite summer tops. It's very, very drapey, very, very soft. The yarn I used is Expression Fiber Arts Moon Gleam Fingering. You know what, I have it in, do I have it inside out? No, I don't. Look at that fancy seaming with a different, the contrast color on the shoulders. It made me think I have it inside out, but that's the way it's supposed to be. I'm sorry, squirrel! Expression Fiber Arts, Moon Gleam Fingering, colors Morning Frost is this, and Fetish. And I did a little altering of my stripes because I only wanted to use these 2 skeins. The pattern shows a different type of stripe coloring, but that's what I did. I'm happy with it. And then after I finished this off down at the beach, I started this. And it's really cool to know like where you were when you were knitting things. Like you can almost feel the energy of that place where you were. So this is called the Lace and Fade Boxy. The pattern is by Joji Locatelli. I use the purples, the fade colors were left over from I don't know if it was a mystery knit along or just a knit along. It was a blanket, and I didn't do the blanket. I did a couple pieces. It was like something I would do squares and piece all together. I'm actually using some of the squares on my windowsills. Yeah, I'll show you real quick. So it was like this, like you do these squares and all these different colors, the Madeline Tosh Sport, and then you piece them all together. Look, I just ended it. Now I'm just using them on my windowsills to put plants on or what have you. So I knew I'd never finish that, so I thought I'd use the rest of the colors in this sweater. I think it's Madeline Tosh Sport, and then the white lace is Expression Fiber Arts Mohair Silk Lace. It's fuzzy. You can see the fuzz on it. And this pattern, it's called a boxy, so it's supposed to be really wide with 3/4 length sleeves. It's really different. It's cropped. So that's fun. It matches my pants. Next up, sorry if I'm rambling, I wanted something quick and easy to wear in the summer over some little tank tops, so I crocheted this Sunnyside Vest the pattern is by Rachel Misner. My favorite part of it are these the edging in the back. Isn't that cute? I should have made it go all the way around to the front, and I'm thinking this summer I'm going to make something like a tank top with that. I just thought that edging was really cute. The yarn I used, I got from Frogget. I'm so sorry, I don't remember because I got it a long time ago. It was in my stash. But it's Squoosh Fiber Arts Simplicity, and the color is Daiquiri. That's my Sunnyside Vest. The last thing I knit for myself in 2024, it's called Coles River Kerchief, and the pattern is by Tony Lipsy. I just put a little knot on the end because I like that look, and it will take me a while to get this on right, but you get the idea. I wanted something orange because we go to the Phantoms hockey games a lot, and I wear black, and I wanted just an orange something to keep my neck warm. So this was a special color of the month from Expression Fiber Arts called Uplift Fingering. It's not something she carries often, and the color is Sinister Silence. It's not bright orange like the Phantoms colors, but it's a beautiful, beautiful color. There's all different shades of, like, I don't know what color you call it, salmony orange, salmon orange, and there is some orange in there. There is some. Anyway, Coles River Kerchief by Tony Lipsy. It's a long one. You wrap it around a couple times. So then the last thing I made for my sister Sue, I've made her these before in the past, and she asked me to make the same pattern because they fit really well. She really loved them. They are the Cribble Lite socks, patterned by Megan Schmaltz. I made her, I think, a brown pair in the past, and she wanted a navy pair. So I used Cash Silk Sock by Expression Fiber Arts, which has cashmere and silk and merino wool in it, and the color Timekeeper. And of course I don't have them here because I gave them to her for Christmas. But maybe I can put a picture up in the video, and maybe I can put a picture of these and links to the patterns, but I'm not promising anything because this is my first one, and I don't really know what I'm doing as far as uploading these videos to YouTube, so we'll figure it out. I can show you real quick, but I gotta run in the other room and get it, what I'm working on right now, and I'll be right back. The main project I'm working on right now is called the Halibut sweater. Hang on a second. Okay, the Halibut Cardigan, and the pattern is by, I should know this, I do know this, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. Caitlin Hunter, of course, how would I forget? So this is the Halibut sweater. Mine is a little different because I didn't get gauge, and I used Expression Fiber Arts Wonder Worsted, which they don't always carry, and it's a little slippery, silky. It's not tacky like a merino wool. So there was a part of this that was supposed to be steeked, and steeking means you knit in the round and you knit a couple extra stitches in between which you then would sew up along the side of them and then cut them. I did not do that because I was afraid with merino wool, the fibers will catch each other with the little barbs and they'll hold together more than this. This is a wool, it's a super, I think it's a superwash wool. I don't think I have the label with me. No. But I was just afraid it was gonna be too slippery and I didn't wanna do that. So I did not knit it in the round and it's coming out pretty well. I have one sleeve done. I will be binding off the other sleeve today. Oops, I'm caught up in the string. And then there's my halibuts. And again, they remind me of Alaska. I loved Alaska when I was there. It's been so long ago. So there's my halibuts. And I also use the same yarn for them, but it is variegated. It has speckles in it, so each of my halibuts looks a little bit different with the coloring. Some look really cool. So anyway, so the next thing I do, I'm going to bind off this sleeve tonight, and then I pick up along here and up around the neck. Do I have a hole there? I'll have to reinforce that. But anyhow, sorry. I'll pick up and I'll do ribbing like the bottom ribbing there. I'll do that as a band all around the neck and the front so that it will come together nicely. Oh, and this one gets buttons, and I have to make buttonholes and put some buttons on it if I choose. And that's it. That's all I did in 2024. And hopefully I will have this done soon. This will be my first FO or finished object of 2025. Like I said, I have several things hibernating, which I will show you if I do another video. I would like to do a video a week or every other week. I don't know how much I get done. I am doing something new to me. There's a challenge, new to you 2025 challenge. And what I am doing is a brioche hat. I got this book for Christmas, Knitting Van Gogh, and they're all patterns based on Van Gogh's some of Van Gogh's paintings. And there was a hat based on almond blossoms. So far I did the brim of the hat, and now I have to, and that was brioche, which was really fun because it was only one color brioche, so that was easy. So now I'm gonna add the second color. I can't decide if I want it a pink. I have a pink with speckles that I might hold a mohair with, because the almond blossom painting is more like a blue and pink. But I have a fluorescent green, which looks really cool with the bluish green that I'm using right now. I might end up just doing that, which would be really bright, but look how pretty it looks out there. It's been snowing all day. Well, very lightly snowing all day. I'm going to show you. It's really pretty outside. Anyway, my pond is frozen over. I don't know if you can see that. Probably not. Through the railing, I've got a frozen pond. Well, thanks for hanging with me this long. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. And I'm going to try to figure out how to post this with links and photos maybe, and hopefully I didn't go too long and bore you. And maybe in future videos I will talk about what I'm reading, what other crafty things I'm doing, because I'm always doing several things. I'm doing a 2025 reading challenge, 52 book challenge. I got the book for that, the challenge book, and I got one for one of my sisters who also likes to read a lot. And that's kind of fun to figure out what categories the books fit into. There's 52 categories. I doubt I'm going to read 52 books this year, because that's a book a week. I can't do that. But I did start listening to some audiobooks as I knit. So that's helpful. That'll help me get those books in. But I have a ton of books on a bookshelf from a book club I belong to, Jen Hackmaker's book club, that I did not get the time to read over the last couple of years. So I paused my subscription to her book club so that I can get caught up and do this challenge. And yeah, I'm doing a lot of different things, a couple different challenges this year. Okay, I hope you have a fantastic 2025, and I look forward to some comments and maybe even doing a live video sometime in the future if anyone's interested, if you have questions. Like I said, I really enjoy watching people's make what they made videos, knitting and crocheting, and I forget that there's a lot of people out there that don't knit and crochet and might just be learning and might be interested in watching some videos. If you need help, please let me know. I'll help if I can. So that's that. Again, my name's Rosie, and I probably did not even introduce myself in the beginning. I don't know. All right, goodbye. Take care. See you next time.